Hello, gamers, and welcome to the GAU podcast. I'm Eric RickityBeans Rubino. Tonight we are talking about TitanFall because we are live in the Microsoft Store in the Prudential Center in Boston for the launch party that starts in an hour and 15 minutes. We are very excited about this, but without further ado, I am joined by two GAU resident gamers. Why don't you guys introduce yourself to the YouTubers?
I am Zack, PsyberTyger, Laznick, Steam.
I will always laugh at his gamer tag. I am Andy, Game Diplomacy Lunique, but find me on Xbox, Instrument of God. It's very simple.
It's very simple. Instrument of God will be handing your ass back to you tonight in Titanfall. Mech metally butts. But, I mean, we're talking about Titanfall. Let's get right into the discussion. What is going to keep you playing Titanfall for the next year, 2 years, the rest of your life?
I have been looking at reviews. I played the heck out of the beta, and I don't know why I couldn't put it down. For me, all those insane amount of endorphins that go through my head every single time I get a Titan kill, if I get a Titan Slayer perk, new burn cards, I think that game will keep my attention if they can keep content at a fair price or free.
Season
that
pass
comes out.
Season
Honestly,
pass.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
They did announce the season pass
coming out.
Yeah.
For me, enough to customize and enough people playing is what's going to keep me there. I need people to play with because that game is the best way I've seen my community. It really is the best way so far. I mean, we just haven't agreed on a game, and now we're all Titanfall tonight. So that's what's going to keep me playing.
I'd say if there's one thing that's decisive, it's that Battlefielders and COD players will both enjoy Titanfall. Zack, what is the biggest driving factor in this game? Why are you going to keep playing it?
If it's fun for a very long time.
Yeah. Right?
I love the concept. I definitely do think that, like a lot of my friends are always talking, I personally am going to be getting it for PC. I personally think that that's where the community for most of it will be going.
Oh, yeah.
I think, is it a system seller? We'll have to see tonight and see how the final build works out. A lot of us haven't even played the final build. So
yeah.
It definitely comes down to just if these communities definitely like group up or whatever, the COD players literally jump ship and start going over here because everyone still plays Battlefield and Call of Duty. This is threatening in a good way to completely usurp how multiplayer is going right now. What if Call of Duty, do you guys think Call of Duty might lose a huge amount of fans now because they've been tailoring the same game over and over again? As soon as you add mechs to the equation, something weird has happened.
That's
in a good way.
That's why, yeah. It's not that. It's not that different than. It's not that different than Call of Duty in feel, and I think that is going to be a driving factor in why people enjoy it because it's not going to be learning this whole new system. It's very fluid. The jetpacks are very you just kind of feel it, and the mechs, you're like, oh yeah. So it's going to get you really. Everybody's going to be happy with it. It's how long can they be happy with a multiplayer-only game? Will that multiplayer work tonight? I mean, we've seen some early reviews.
Yes, we have.
It's 87 on Metacritic right now. Excellent reviews. IGN held back. They didn't give it a score because they want to see how it performs tonight. What do you guys think? Do you think they can pull it off? It's going to perform? Do you think that it doesn't matter? Review the game anyway? What do you think?
I commend IGN for doing this because they are often first out the gate with the review.
Oh, yeah.
When I've seen everyone else's review, I saw GameSpot, 9. Polygon, 9. Destructoid, unknown, but reviewing and very positive. Effing Destructoid. Sorry, I mean, they're very, very tough on these games. So when I see that and I see IGN holding back, it's kind of like, you know what? They've brought up a very good point. They have something to think about, and it's enough to make them say, you know what, we don't want to have to take back our review if something like this, like a SimCity or a Battlefield 4 happens.
This is what EA's done to us.
Yes, you mentioned
we're all afraid of
a
EA.
common thread in all three games is EA. And I think that might be the only thing that could possibly hold Titanfall back.
Yes.
I have complete faith in Respawn.
I feel like, in a way, it's a strange... I'm going somewhere with this, though. Sort of like how that After Earth movie with Will Smith and everything.
Ooh, wow.
It was not advertised. It was not advertised, and M. Night Shyamalan was a part of it. It feels like EA's really taken a back seat for the promotion of Titanfall.
Great
That's why
point.
I didn't know I forgot that it was being published by EA. And I still hate you guys from Mass Effect 3.
There's something to be said, too, also about it being on, you mentioned, is it going to sell consoles? It's going to be on 360 in 2 weeks. and it's on PC, modding community, all that great stuff on PC. It's still being pushed by Microsoft in a way.
Yeah. It's selling their baby.
Yeah, it's still their baby. They're definitely embracing it. And do you think that's going to affect, the quality of game you get, the quality of season pass content, stuff like that? Are they influencing Respawn? Are they influencing EA?
Possibly. I think EA might be learning from... EA has definitely learned from their mistakes. Like, I still... ever since Don Matrick has been gone since last year, he was the evil person that tried to destroy us all. Xbox done.
Don't get me started on the whole Matrick deal, because everyone's like, "Oh, he screwed up and he got fired." I was like, "No, he had his foot out the door."
He was just like, "I like Zynga. I like that."
Yeah, of course.
No, let's not get into that.
Not even. Yeah.
But in any case, fun fact: he was actually, I believe, president of what was it? Of EA.
Fun. That is fun.
That is fun.
Very no, think about it. The sports deals that happened last year with EA, the exclusive stuff. Don, have you been doing backdoor deals? Okay, well, anyway. This is like, that is a horrible tangent.
This has been Gamers R Us.
So, I definitely do think that EA is starting to pick up the pace. Like, especially, like, the sales figures showed last year. They lost so much money because of like, the Battlefield 4 lawsuit that's going on. And they have so much less appeal than they did several years ago.
Oh, yeah. They used to be the one to envy, and now it's...
Oh, we got free stuff!
Look at this. They're just getting thrown things at us.
Yup. Oh, look at this, my people. That's what happens when you hang out with Gamers R Us. You got these sexy likeness shirts.
Let me while you're distracted by the shirts. Now you're mentioning sports, so I'm going to segue that into... Can this be a Major League Gaming game? Will this be a pro gamer game? Will it usurp, kind of Call of Duty right now is really dominating the shooter market?
Okay, I'm chiming in right now. MLG has certain standards. Everyone knows an MLG game has to be weighed, and it's got to be the fans part 1, and then it's got to be the rules part 2. The game's got to be winnable and a competitive edge. I am completely convinced. Really?
Put that back on.
I'm completely convinced that Respawn, whether it's this iteration of Titanfall or their sequel, can make a space for MLG. I think that even if you have particular modes that can come out in DLC that every other person's been capable of, you know what I mean? I think they can make this an MLG savvy game. I don't think they have a problem with it, because even though there's certain modes that, last Titan standing, we've got, only pilot mode, things like that, encourage more skilled players. They can easily make a set of modes that say, hey, MLG, we care about you too. This can be a competitive game. We can do it.
I would like the community to decide how it's competitive. I would like the community to say, hey, it needs to be 3v3, 4v4. It really needs to be tightened up. I mean, they do Search and Destroy 2v2 for Call of Duty. The fans have decided that, and they added the esports mode. I would love
that was the fans. You're right.
Yeah, but the thing is you can't make custom game modes in this yet.
Not yet.
Yet. On launch.
The way I'm looking at the Xbox One and Titanfall in general, they go very closely hand in hand. Just because you have the idea that this is, I wouldn't say it's the make or break, but this is something that people have been waiting for a long time. This is like the real Xbox One game that's coming out. Like, it's for PC as well, but this is heavily advertised for just Xbox One. And with that in mind, like, it's all about, like, it's because Microsoft, since they did their 180, they're all about, like, giving power to the players, this is game-centric and all this other stuff. So I definitely think that user-generated content, or in a way, creating your own custom modes and everything is like user-generated content. And as long as they keep making the player feel like they're in control and not being controlled by EA, which EA loves to do a lot, I feel like it's going to succeed.
Yep.
I'd like to talk about a particular game that's faced this problem in the past when it comes to the multiplayer feel and what changes. It was World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft, I know people are like, what the hell are you talking about? World of Warcraft had its domination. All right, 1 billion players worldwide. Everyone's in on this one, okay? And then other games try to steal the same formula. And everyone would try Rift for a little while, come back to World of Warcraft. Ooh, Guild Wars, back to World of Warcraft. Oh, another MMO, back to World of Warcraft. We're looking at Call of Duty players and we're looking at Battlefield players who are in the competitive scene already that go, okay, I'm going to try this out. is it enough to be that same, I'm going to stick with these games now, or I'm going to trickle right back in? Is Titanfall going to be, and if that happens, that does affect MLG as well, because you got to keep the players up. You really do. A small game on the MLG scale isn't going to register if it's not going to be played.
You make a great point, and I think what it's going to come down to is the fans. Will it be loved? Will it be cared for by everyone? I mean, there's already people lining up.
The line's already wrapped around. It's insane.
I can't believe that.
I did not see that. Jeez.
You'll see it later. I can't even believe it.
It's big, and if people love it, it'll succeed in Major League Gaming, and I have utter faith in that because they'll make it sure it does. But like you said, will it steal people away, and will they just go right back to Call of Duty when Call of Duty 19 comes out in September or October? Will they stick with it? I don't know. It seems a lot like Call of Duty with different mech suits, like Future COD.
It's a lot more fun.
It's a lot more fun. It's a lot different because there's minions,
The thing I have to praise the developers for is how they were able to make it so that this is a pick-up-and-play game. With this game, when I first saw it, I'm like, this looks really confusing, like Armored Core or something, like you switch into, but it's seamless. A lot of the controls pass over when you go into your mech.
It's like kind of the same control scheme.
It doesn't give you like this crazy amount of buttons to just memorize or anything. It feels very comfortable. And I think that's a great way that they modernized it and really streamlined the whole gameplay experience. But it plays completely differently. It's fantastic.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Either way, whatever happens with the MLG scene, I would love to promote the heck out of it because I'm all about esports. I'm all about the sake of competition. Any game that gets to that level of fun, competitive, and teamwork, throw it at them.
And I mean, talk about the adrenaline rush. Really playing Titanfall is quite an adrenaline rush. And I think adding in the competitive Major League Gaming factor to it, and you got yourself a hell of a game.
Yeah.
But I think that's all we got for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Andy, very much for coming and joining. It was a great discussion on Titanfall. It will be out in the morning, or at midnight. In 4 hours, it will be out. We are at the Microsoft Store
Your
in the
Titan
Prudential
will be
Center
ready in 4 hours.
in Boston for this launch. It is going to be nuts. Everybody is setting up like crazy. Make sure that you subscribe to all of our videos and go to gamersrus.com. Go ahead and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. That's all I got. I'm Eric RickityBeans Rubino.
We'll see you
Game on.
tonight.
Tonight.